YouTube. Jose Loves MMA coming at you guys with another prediction. I'm predicting the fight happening between Ricardo Ramos and your boy Kaan Ofli. Ricardo Ramos has a record of 17-7. Kaan Ofli has a record of 11-4-1. But he does have two wins via exhibition, which he won in the Ultimate Fighter series that don't count as pro wins. My official decision in this one is that Kaan Ofli loses via knockout or decision. Basically, Ricardo Ramos wins the match either via knockout or decision. But I'll tell you why I think so and how you should go about betting this match. Because at the end of the day, I've learned with betting that it's not necessarily about predicting the right outcome every time, just once, because you're never just going to know what's going to happen every time. You might know for one fight, and even a fight that you really think you know what happens, you end up not knowing what happens, and you lose all your money. Long story short, I think that Ricardo Ramos is the more dangerous guy as he has 7 submissions and 4 knockouts. But at the same time, he has been knocked out twice and submitted 3 times. He lost to Chepe Mariscal via decision last match, in which at times he was almost finished. Julian Erosa guillotined him in the first round. Charles Jordan guillotined him in the first round. Leron Murphy ground and pounded him in the first round. Manny Vasquez ground and pounded, rear naked choked him in the first round. And Said Nurmagomedov finished him in the first round. So something that we could see with Ricardo Ramos is he is dangerous, but someone that's been finished 4 times in the first round, man, lets you know, actually 5 times in the first round. Every time he's been finished has been in the first round. It lets you know that just how he's dangerous, he can also be killed as well. And Ofli does have some finishing potential, I will say. Ricardo Ramos has some really good wins in the UFC that have aged really well, but he has some losses in there too that are some tough losses against good guys. He has wins with people like, you could say, Ayman Sahabi. Ayman Sahabi, we see him. He's doing good in the UFC currently. He has wins against people like fucking Eduardo Garagori that didn't end up being the best, but at the time he had a 13-0 record and was a pretty good fighter. So just got to think about it like that. Ricardo Ramos is good and is dangerous, has very good striking, has those spinning attacks that make him super dangerous, can throw up submissions too. But at times I've seen that Ricardo Ramos is just doesn't have the size he needs to really be a featherweight. He really needs to be a bantamweight. You got Kaan Ofli here, where he's lost to really good fighters if you really look at it. He has a loss. He has earlier losses to not so good fighters. But if you look at it, he lost to Myron Santos, which is currently 16-1 in the UFC. He does have a robbery kind of decision against Francis Marshall, which I think Francis Marshall won that match. But this is not a video about Myron Santos. He lost to Myron Santos, and then he also lost to Muhammad Naimov. Muhammad Naimov is also a really good fighter. these have been guys that have been able to outlast him, be more physical than him, and make things ugly on him, which Ricardo Ramos can make things ugly on him, but he's not going to be the more physical guy. I think that Ofli is going to have the grappling advantage. He's submitted 5 opponents and has never been submitted. He's knocked out 2 opponents and has been knocked out once. The other times he's lost to decision, which Ricardo Ramos has been pretty decent in decisions. But if you're going to bet this fight, of course, Ricardo Ramos is a more dangerous guy that has the better wins in his resume. So I could see why he's the favorite at minus 200. But if you're going to bet this fight, you have to think about it as Ricardo Ramos via knockout or decision if you're really sure on Ricardo Ramos, which he is my pick to win the fight. But if you really want to make some money, you want to sprinkle at some props, because if Ricardo Ramos gets the knockout, I feel like it's going to be in the first or second round with one of those crazy spinning elbows. So you could get some good probability on that. First or second round knockout, and sprinkle on his decision prop. Now, where you could really make some money is if Kaan Ofli wins, because if Kaan Ofli wins, he's already a decent underdog. He might just get a submission. He might just get a finish in the first round. And since Ricardo Ramos has lost 5 times in the first round via finish, you must sprinkle something on Kaan Ofli first round for him to win in the first round. You could sprinkle $15, $20, and it might just turn into $500 because I know those odds are going to be juiced. But also sprinkle on something for Kaan Ofli to win via submission or decision. Kaan Ofli, I feel like, is going to be the stronger, better grappler, better wrestler. And if Ricardo Ramos isn't able to keep his distance and keep this guy away from him, I think he's going to struggle with Kaan Ofli. Let me know what you think. But if you're going to bet the match, definitely bet it in different ways. If you're really, really sure Ricardo wins, bet him via decision or knockout. You could do a double chance. But if you're not so sure, sprinkle it in different ways like I told you. You could do Ricardo Ramos via knockout first or second round. Ricardo Ramos via decision. You could do Kaan Ofli via finish in the first or second round, since Ricardo Ramos has been finished 5 times in the first round. And Kaan Ofli also via decision. Let me know what you guys think. Official prediction is that Ricardo Ramos does win the match.